Why is Likud doing so well?
Because its view is that you have to have security, but not go. It's secular on the one hand.
But it's not just that. It's a full-blown agenda to annex the West Bank. That's the direction that increasingly more politicians are going.
Agenda. But the reason that people came to agree with that has to do with terrorism and has to do with the loss of faith in the Palestinians' goodwill to want to make any kind of peace deal. But also, Netanyahu has made more progress with the neighboring Arab countries than anybody else. He seems to be moving really in the right direction and combating Iran on the other hand.
Well, let's have a look then at how some of his party members are playing that Palestinian card in the election. This is a video from the campaign of Einat, Berko, who is running for the Likud party. We have to remain objective, but I think there's only one way you can explain the clip, and especially this section, and that's racist. So let's take a listen.
You are attempting to create a state to replace us, which will never happen. Do you understand? I'm fighting terrorists from inside and outside on the world stage. Your incitement, your lies, your Palestinian propaganda, there was never a Palestinian state, and so Jerusalem was never its capital. You also don't have the letter P in Arabic. Pa, pa, pa.
God, you are worse than Saddam Hussein.
That's right. I drafted a bill that outlaws mass funerals of those you call shaheeds. It's over. Terrorists are buried at night like animals without witnesses.
Now, this was born out of a faux pas, a slip, what we think that Einat Berko made at the Knesset, where she shouted that there can't possibly have been a historical Palestine because Arabs don't even have the letter P. And here she's putting in her election video this mocking of Arabs not having the letter P. This is something that appeals to Likud voters?
I have no clue what appeals to Likud voters. Obviously, she might have a better clue. She is doubling down. I doubt that it was a faux pas. This is something she said numerous times. I mean, there is a better way.
There I am giving politicians the benefit of the doubt.
Yes. But there's no doubt that people are under the impression that sounding extreme, tough, right-wing, anti-Arab should appeal to Likud voters. But who knows? You also have someone like Erdogan who's trying to run a nice, positive, be nice to your friends campaign.
And there are good sides within the Likud campaign.
So
let's take another video. We'll get on just one second. Another video, Yaron Mazuz, deputy minister in the Netanyahu government, who had a surprising guest you might recognize joining his campaign team.
I'm Deputy Minister Yaron Mazuz. I ask for your support in the upcoming primaries on the 5th of February. With God's help, we'll prevail and succeed. Sitting next to me is my friend Elor, who we enlisted for the primaries campaign, and together with him, with God's help, we'll prevail and succeed. Thank you, dear Likud voter.
Ruthie, Elor Azaria was convicted for shooting a Palestinian terrorist who was injured on the ground. Now he's recruiting him into his campaign team. I mean, politics doesn't get much lower than this, does it?
Well, I'll tell you, politics is always low as far as I'm concerned, no offense.
But how low can you go?
You can go very low. And I would like to just clarify that...
Oh, gosh, we have another 80 days of this.
I'd like to clarify that the fact that there are lowlifes in the Likud does not change a person's politics. I have many friends who are going to vote Likud who hold their nose at all kinds of comments that Likud members have said and are not happy with many people on the list. That doesn't change their general sense of the direction the country has to go in. And Netanyahu
briefly your
represents
reaction.
Well, look, it seems that there is a race to the bottom, and maybe we should use the word race and double meaning. And it is very unfortunate. And you saying that political life is always slow, I really resent this thing. I would never do such a thing like that, you know. Would never use such slogans, this kind of rhetoric, racist, very, open, racist. This is no. But nonetheless, it is being done. It is unfortunate.